welcome to RVA.
Welcome to RVA.
Bienvenidos a Richmond.
Welcome to RVA.
Welcome to RVA.
Hey Spiders, welcome to Richmond. I'm Levar, Stoney, the mayor of the great city of Richmond, and we are excited to have you be active members of our great city and become a fellow Richmonder. Richmond is a vibrant city full of opportunities, and we're excited to have you study and serve right here.
We're standing at Pony Pasture, one of Richmond's most enjoyed parts of the James River Park system. People travel from all over the country to recreate here, and it's beloved in the region as well. It's only 2 miles away from the University of Richmond campus.
We graduated from U of R in 2022,
where we started Absurd Snacks. That's a question.
We are at the Startup Virginia office downtown where we co-work during the week. You'll find other startups in Richmond working here on a daily basis, whether they are solopreneurs or small teams. It's an awesome place to work out of because the energy amongst this community is so inspiring, and we love being around like-minded individuals.
We are at the Sacred Heart Center, a community center in South Richmond that has served diverse Richmond communities for over 30 years. For the last 12 years, the organization has served Richmond Spanish-speaking families and communities that live in the entire Metro Richmond area.
I am standing in the Jackson Ward neighborhood, a historic African-American community once known as the Harlem of the South.
This is Libby Hill, a beautiful park in historic Church Hill on the east end of Richmond.
This location provides some of the best views of the city and the James River, including the view which reportedly named Richmond. When he helped found the city in 1737, William Byrd II reportedly gave the new city the name Richmond because this view reminded him of a view of the Thames River in England from Richmond upon Thames.
In my opinion, what makes Richmond unique is its complex history, its natural resources, including the James River that runs right through the city, and the people and the cultures here that have been shifting and changing over the last 30 years since I've been living in the area.
Richmond is my hometown, and it's bursting with great food, beautiful architecture, and hidden gems. It's a city that's big enough to find adventures and explore new places, especially in our park system, but small enough to feel like you can have an impact and make it your own. It's so dynamic. The river is a great metaphor for this. Constantly evolving, it's carving out new shapes and spaces, and it contains both human and biodiversity that makes it absolutely vibrant. The city's landscape is something that I love, and I'm passionate about how the landscape tells the story of our community. Richmond was founded because the James River and the Fall Line are here, and it continues to define who we are and how we live in community.
Richmond has a very laid-back feel without feeling sleepy because there's always so much going on. I always joke that on any given day, I have to choose between 5 different events that I could attend.
We came to Richmond 6 years ago as freshmen in college, unknowing of what the future would hold. Little did we know that this city would become a new home. Grace and I are both from the Northeast, where we were used to visiting the Big Apple in New York City growing up. Coming to Richmond, you see an entirely different way of life, but it truly is special. Richmond really loves local. New local markets and businesses are emerging all the time, and you see them getting to collaborate with one another to help spread the love.
Richmond is such a rich and historic city, specifically its African-American history. Most people know that it was the capital of the Confederacy, but I also don't think it should be lost that it was also the second largest slave port in the country, just second to New Orleans. When I think about that, I think about the opportunities the city has to not only preserve that history, but to connect it to present day conversations about racial disparities that persist in Richmond. Richmond is experiencing significant change, and unlike other cities, it feels like you can actually be involved in conversations about the future, and that is exciting.
Go off campus as often as you can. There are great study spots around the city that are accessible by the university shuttle or by public transportation, which will make you feel more connected to the city. Just by being out and about, you'll get a sense of the RVA community and find flyers of all the goings-on in the city. Attend city events like Friday Cheers, the Folk Festival, volunteer events, and community block parties hosted by organizations like Art 180 or We Off the Couch, which is a community running club for all levels. These organizations are always excited to bring new faces into the fold. If there's something you are passionate about, whether it's music, art, gardening, the outdoors, health, fitness, you name it, there is an organization waiting for you in RVA.
A general piece of advice and recommendation is to subscribe to local news sources. It's so important to stay in the know in our fast-moving city, especially so that we can be good stewards and contributors in our community.
See what you align with and what brings you inspiration. We welcome students to volunteer with us and have ongoing opportunities, from single community events where we need assistance to other opportunities such as supporting in our food pantry or teaching an ESL class, or a more intentional role such as site placement for Bonner Scholars. Come check us out.
Richmond has its fair share of racial and social disparities that stem from its complex history, but everyone can find opportunities to get involved, help promote social justice, and work towards a more equitable future.
Get out of the University of Richmond bubble and explore. Venture to a new neighborhood. Visit one of Richmond's many museums. Hit up a Tuesday night versus open mic in Shockoe Bottom. Attend Richmond's night market on 17th Street. Volunteer with the organization. Maybe even do an externship. I think there are so many formal and informal ways to get engaged in the Richmond community.
I really love Richmond, and I'm so excited that you're going to get to experience it too.
Welcome to RVA.